The dark and criminal history of Polo G. Who is Polo G? Some of your answers can be a songwriter, some will say a singer, some can say a record executive, and there can be a lot of variation, and all of those answers would be correct. Because he's a multitasker. Polo G's real name is Taurus Bartlett. Well, this is the basic information that each of us will know about, but do you have any clue about his past? Or the dark history, we should say. He has been in the buzz lately for the criminal record he's been holding for a long time now. So welcome back to Jail Insider, and we're going to get into the details of the video. Are you guys excited? Well, we are, so let's dig in, shall we? In Miami, Polo G was charged with assault on a police officer, resisting arrest with violence, and criminal mischief. All three charges stem from the same incident, the Miami-Dade County Jail, as reported by the AP. The rapper Polo G was taken into custody in Miami after reportedly assaulting law enforcement authorities during an album release party. The recording artist, whose name is actually Taurus Bartlett, was charged with a variety of crimes, including assault on a law enforcement officer, resisting arrest with violence, criminal mischief, and 2 further offenses. After posting bond a few hours later, the Chicago native, now 22 years old, was granted his freedom from jail. After attending a party to celebrate the release of Polo G's album Hall of Fame on Friday, the rapper was reportedly involved in a fight with law enforcement officers after he was pulled over for an unclear reason. According to the arrest affidavits published by the Miami Police Department, as the officer was attempting to place handcuffs on the rapper while he was on the ground, the rapper attacked the officer numerous times. After hearing one of the passengers declare that the automobile was bulletproof, the officer reportedly asked all the passengers to exit the vehicle so that he could search them for weapons. The police have stated that they would check the footage from their body cameras of the incident, and they're also investigating threats made against the police about Polo G's detention. Stacia Mack, the artist's mother, turned to social media to announce that she had bailed out her son, Polo G, along with his brother and the security personnel who were traveling in the car when it was stopped. The artist reportedly commented on his arrest to his Twitter account late on Saturday night. According to what he tweeted, "They are playing foul in Miami, and that has been, it's like that for a minute." In April, his track Rap Star made its entrance into the Billboard Hot 100 chart in the top spot. According to TMZ, 3 of the 5 accusations against Polo G was that he was caught on during a traffic check in June and have already been dropped against him. The prosecution is said to have decided not to pursue 3 charges against the rapper, 1 for the misdemeanor offense of criminal mischief, 1 for the felony offense of battery on a police officer, and 1 for the felony offense of threatening a public servant. All 3 charges were reportedly dropped due to a lack of evidence. After Polo G, who's now 22, has finished an anger management course, the remaining 2 charges, both of which are misdemeanors for resisting an officer, will be dismissed, according to the lawyer for Polo G. Stacia Mack, Polo G's mother and manager, filmed herself asking a group of inattentive cops in front of several police cars at the site, "Where are my sons?" Stacia Mack's video was uploaded on Instagram by DJ Academics. "All of this for the sake of 2 boys? Where have my sons gone to?" Mack claims that the police refused to justify the detention of her boys and threatened to arrest her for questioning the situation at the site where the arrest took place. Mack may be seen filming from the interior of her vehicle at the scene of the incident in another video that was distributed by DJ Academics. In this video, Mack says, "It's absurd. They won't allow me to communicate with my boys in any way. They won't allow me to speak to Polo, and they won't let me speak to her minor son, who is 16 years old. Neither one of them would let me talk to them. And when we stepped up in Miami, they informed us that we would be jailed if I inquired what was going on with my minor son or any of my other children." She asserts that they were not driving at the time. They are provided with a driver. We are leaving the celebration, celebrating the release of his CD, and the automobile is stopped. And as soon as the vehicle comes to a stop, they force my children out of the vehicle. I'm getting a call on FaceTime from them. And as a mother, are you able to fathom how helpless you feel when you realize that the same individuals who are responsible for my children's protection are also the very aggressors who might very literally and without much effort take their lives? That's not going to take place, not at this time. Last but not least, Mack makes the argument that the arrest may have been an unjustified consequence of racial profiling by stating, "No, they are not suicidal. They were not under the influence of any effing drugs at all. They are not behaving weirdly. They won't be able to hurt my children because we are celebrating a victory. And when they saw that we were celebrating a victory, they flipped around and made it seem like my children were the bad guys just because they are black. Because they have a lot of money, simply because in their opinion they do not belong there." Additionally, Max said the following on Twitter: "None of these accusations would be feasible if the police did not make contact with my son, Polo G. He was not operating the vehicle. He was a passenger in a vehicle that was properly licensed and had safety precautions in place. He was moving intelligently and appropriately. What more was he supposed to have done?" Well, according to the clips, we only hear Polo G's voice at the beginning of the clip, and we see an officer who appears to be entering the arrest information into a computer located in a police car. The rapper says to the law enforcement official, "You broke." The visibly annoyed officer gives a response that says, "Here we go about the money." "I just wanted to be sure, do you happen to have $10,000 in your bank account right now?" Polo then questions. "I'm just saying, bro, if you were to pass away right now, what could you possibly leave behind for your kids? What could you possibly leave behind for the woman you are now shacking up with if you were to pass away right this second? What present could you possibly bring to your mother? Have you ever purchased anything for your mom before? Did you purchase your mom a car? Did you purchase your mom a house? That's what I did." "Good for you, dude. I'm delighted you did that," the officer responds in a collected manner. Polo keeps pointing up the man's questionable professional decisions. After then, the video cuts to Polo G being interrogated inside a police station while he's handcuffed and seated in a chair. He alleges that the police locked him in the back of the cruiser for many hours while the windows were rolled up in the extreme heat of South Florida, and that he passed unconsciously when they first tried to hold him. "I fell asleep in the back of the automobile, and when I woke up, I discovered that I was still there. I have no reason to feel anything other than irritated," he vents. The police contend that Polo G fought them the whole time they were arresting him, and that because of this, he was never unconscious at any moment during the process. They further say that he was being arrested, he was kicking the seats of the police car. Following the record release celebration for his Hall of Fame LP in 2021 in Miami, Florida, Polo G was taken into custody, as was previously stated. He was charged with threatening a public worker, resisting arrest, violence against a police officer, and criminal mischief. Additionally, he was charged with resisting arrest. According to reports, the altercation began when the driver of the car in which Polo and his younger brother were passengers were pulled over for having dark tinting on their windows. According to police, the passengers at first refused to roll down their windows, and Polo G was the only one who refused to evacuate the vehicle, and police officials pushed them to do so. After that, Polo G's crew asserts that the cops immediately proceeded to antagonize the rapper and his teenage brother, who were not responsible for the tint violation. On the other hand, according to the authorities, Polo threatened them and resisted being detained, which led to his imprisonment. He escaped the same day he was arrested. It was then revealed by the police that they would be investigating the arrest to see whether or not the appropriate procedures had been followed, which suggests that the publication of the arrest footage was related to the investigation. Hey, that's going to do it for today's video. We sincerely hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please like it and share it with all your friends and family. And make sure you stay tuned with us, and stay subscribed to our channel, where you can get all the latest updates. Hit that bell icon on your way out the door as well, and we'll have more updates for you. Thanks for watching.